helping you to weather good and bad economies without putting retirement on hold. This is the Tumolo Financial Podcast with Ken and Nick Tumolo. Ken and his son Nick know that creating a comprehensive financial plan can align your hard-earned life savings with your retirement goals. Consider them your retirement architects. Now, the Tumolo Financial Podcast with Ken and Nick Tumolo.
We have seen and we have talked about on the radio program various studies talking about when people hope to retire versus when they actually do retire. This is the Wall Street Journal's Ann Tergeson on Morningstar.
And over time, I just started noticing like everybody says they want to retire later than they do on average. People want to retire at, say, 65, 66, but they really are retiring more like 63. And often, people speak to these unexpected things that happen, whether it's layoffs, often it's health issues, whether it's their own health or somebody else's health, and they need to provide caregiving. So I think that's just a very, very persistent, common trend over time.
I want to talk about the number range she just gave, because she was saying people think they're going to retire at 65, 66, but they end up retiring at 63. And it's like, okay, what's the big deal? It's just a year or two earlier. But that actually, it is a big deal when it comes to our retirement planning, how much difference just a year can make. So let's talk about that. And also, how do you design plans for longevity that also offer flexibility to handle life surprises? Because life doesn't stop when we retire.
No, not at all. And so the big thing too is when you think about that, and I'm going to make us think way back.
Okay.
Remember when at 16, you're going to turn 16 in a few months, and you have that chance to go for your driver's license, and you can't wait. And if you could actually get your license at 15, you would go do it.
Sure.
That's sort of like retirement. You start thinking about this number. I'm going to retire at 65. But the thing is as you get closer, and a lot of things start to happen. Some of your friends start to retire. Maybe your spouse retires before you. Sometimes the sad thing is maybe a friend passes away and they're your age. And then you start to think, hey, maybe I shouldn't be working to 65. Maybe I want those years for myself.
Yeah.
Maybe I want those years for myself and my spouse so we can do things. And so you start to change what you think. And one of the big things that we do is when we're building out plans, and I can't tell you how many times this has happened. Yeah. Again, always starts with a plan. But the thing is if you know your numbers, and if the numbers show you could retire earlier, then what I'm telling people is you can retire by choice. You retire when you're ready. And I could say, I know you said you want to retire at 65. You're 60 today. Your numbers already work. So anytime between here and 65, just retire. And I can't tell you how many people retire early when we do that for them. And it's just because they feel more comfortable. It's knowing those numbers. Yeah. And it's about feeling comfortable spending. This past week, met with one of my clients, and sometimes you feel bad about some things. So she worked with an advisor before for years, and basically no plan ever, just investing. And she started working with us just because we put a plan in front of her, and she started feeling more comfortable spending. Mm-hmm. And every time she starts to worry about spending money, we just put the plan in front of her again to get her to spend. But this time I was visiting with her, and she's getting older. She's in her 80s now. Okay. And she goes to me, Ken, in between our last review and this one, my hearing aid broke. And I knew it because as I was walking with her, I had to talk louder. Yeah. And I was like, either she forgot it or it broke, or she lost them. Okay. And she goes, I was afraid to go buy them because they're so expensive. And I know the numbers work.
Hearing aids are wildly expensive, though. It's like a European vacation. It's so frustrating. Please continue.
Yeah. But I felt bad. She didn't call me to say, hey, Ken, my hearing aid broke. I got to, this is a big expense to her. And I would have just told her the number works, and we could have put it in the plan, showed her the plan so she feels comfortable buying it. And it's just because she worked with someone for a bunch of years that kept telling her she's going to run out of money.
Jeez.
Okay. And so that thought was burned into her mind that, hey, I'm going to run out of money. And so the thing is working with us, we're able to show her. And on top of it, when I look at it and I show her, and this is what always gets her, I run the numbers out to age 95, and I go to her, and without disclosing too much, she has a lot left over at 95. And I get to say to her, well, what are you going to do with that at 95? And she goes, I don't know. I probably don't need it at 95. So
buy the hearing aids, take the
buy the
trip,
hearing
do the
aids.
things you want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about feeling comfortable.
Yeah.
Comfortable spending. People struggle with it.
Yeah.
We all do.
Yeah.
The big thing is, and we do this complimentary, the start of it, building out our retirement checkup, and we do it for listeners. And that's a lot of times, that's what I'm doing. I'm going back to that along the way at reviews or in between if someone needs extra money. So complimentary for listeners to get started. Our number 860-854-3434, or you can go right to our website, tfcheckup.com, and book an appointment. I always say it's important. Know those numbers, feel comfortable spending in retirement. Don't worry that if you buy that, just a hearing aid, that you're going to run out of money. We want you to be okay in retirement.
That's right.
And the big thing too, you brought up the ages, 63 versus 65 or 66. It throws in other factors in too. I mean, you got to look at healthcare, and our government's doing a fantastic job with healthcare. I mean, if anyone's paid attention to the government shutdown, it's based off of healthcare, a good factor of it. And they kick the can down the road. So I have people that want to retire before 65, and they need to go get Access Health, is what they call it in Connecticut. Not sure what other states, but basically, depending on your income is how much your premium is going to be. And there's these federal credits that are added onto Access Health that help lower the premium for people as well. And that's what they're fighting about right now with the government. Actually, it's not shut down anymore, but the kicking the can down the road for this issue. And so it's making planning so hard for people this year that want to retire before 65. So I had someone come in about a few weeks ago, and I unfortunately had to tell them I'm not sure how much healthcare is going to cost next year for the person. And it's just such a nightmare right now. And that's why I say there's different factors to retiring early, especially before 65. You need healthcare unless you're a state worker. Because I talked to someone yesterday, and he's like, yeah, I'm going to retire at 60. His wife's already retired and everything. And he's like, yeah, I'm a state worker, worked 35 years. I'm like, you get healthcare, perfect. You could retire. It made it that easy. Other than we got to look at his numbers too. But just knowing that I don't have to worry about the healthcare piece made it so much easier for him. It just, there's other factors. And another thing that I like to bring up too, and I don't think I've brought it up here, but the smile curve. I know some people have heard it, or they also call it the, what is it? The go-go, the slow-go, and the no-go years. When you retire earlier, those go-go years, you're going to have more of that because you're retiring at 62, 63 versus 67, 68. You're going to want to travel more. You're going to want to do extra things. So you do want to build out a plan to make sure you're going to be okay to do those things, travel, go out to eat, whatever your heart desires. You want to build out that plan to make sure that you are doing those things during those go-go years, especially if you retire early. So that's where that planning comes involved. Our phone number is 860-854-3434. You can call us for your complimentary Tumolo retirement checkup, or you can go to our website at tfcheckup.com.
And Nick, I'm going to add one more quick thing in that we forgot totally about, because we're saying, okay, how do you make it flexible to handle life's surprises? When we're building it out, a lot of times we pad the numbers, meaning if someone tells us, hey, we spend $5,000 or $6,000 a month, a lot of times Nick and I, when we're building stuff, we have an idea what someone's spending based on their bank account. And so we can work numbers backwards. So if we think we should pad it with an extra $500,000, $2,000 per month, we build that in. This way, if those big things come up down the road, or if they want to help out a family member, they can. And we've already accounted for it. So that's the big thing. I just wanted to add that one last piece in. I know we went down a couple different roads there, but it's really about,
yeah,
it's making sure people are okay.
Investment advice offered through Tumolo Wealth Management, a Connecticut-registered investment advisor. Content contained herein should not be construed as an offer or solicitation for investment advice or for the purchase or sale of any security, insurance, or other investment product. Please consult with a qualified financial, tax, accounting, or legal professional before implementing any ideas or strategies discussed here.